Hey friends, welcome to a general reading. It is general, so only take what resonates. Don't wear a shoe that does not fit you. You don't got to put it on. Personal reading information is down below. It is general, so if major arcanas do come out in the cards, I will call them out in the zodiac signs attached. Let's see what we got cooking, licking. If you're watching this, it's relevant to you. It will resonate to you whenever you're meant and drawn to this video or this message. For my OG watchers, you know I don't just read the basic meanings of the cards. Whew, bear with me. I've been having coughing, I almost said spits, coughing fits. Trying to just start this reading. Probably for 5 to 7 minutes. I've just been coughing, just trying to start this reading. So all the bad vibes can leave. All the bad vibes can leave. What do we have for the general reading today? Flipped. We have the Goddess of Cups, reverse. I heard all business, no play. I just feel like someone's just not in the mood. Kind of like a F around, find out energy. You don't want to hear it. You're not feeling very compassionate. You're not feeling very loving. You're not feeling very open and warm. You're kind of like, I'm over it. Some of you guys could have kind of shut off the world, shut off people, shut off somebody, given the cold shoulder, but you've definitely gone cold. 5 of Cups. Some of you guys have finally just thrown in the towel in a situation because someone or something has just upset you way too many times. Someone doesn't have any changed behavior. But I'm also just getting, you just don't have any love for anybody anymore. Someone in particular, a group of people, a situation. There's no more love to give. You just don't care. You're cutting that off. You're choosing yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting. Instead of giving to you because you make me feel a certain way, I'm going to give to me and prevent myself from even feeling that way in the first place. This could have been somebody that took you for granted. And you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm done doing this. I'm done doing that. I'm done going out of my way. I'm done with the little things. I'm done making sure of this. I'm just done. I do feel regret wrapped around that. I want to say wraps around because I feel like it's the energy that you've gone cold to, that you've cut off. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups energy in this deck is really sad. And these plants are in little cups that are broken and stuff. Because once you're hurt to a certain level, and we all have seen this where someone lets something break and then you glue it back together. Yes, you can glue it back together, but it's never perfect. It's never seamless again. There's cracks. I feel like someone's just hurt you repeatedly. Someone's behaviors hurt you repeatedly. You've been made to feel less than or worthless or just sad because of an individual. And you're just like, I'm done. I'm done. You've cut them off. And I'm also getting grief around that. A lot of people don't understand that there is grief involved in cutting someone out of your life or just no longer talking to them or just no longer being around them in the way that you once were. Because emotions are complex and relationships are complex. And when there's good, there's also bad. And when there's bad, there's also good. And that's what keeps people in the bad for so long, are those slivers of good. And that's what makes these things really difficult on an emotional level and also healing. And there's grief in that. There's grief in letting go of the slivers of the good times and the slivers of the who you could have been, who you should have been, and who I once was. You know, those types of stuff. Like 5 of Cups. It's not the same. I'm not the same. You're not the same. Nothing's the same. It'll never be the same. Something's happened. The Emperor reverse. Interesting. And masculine energy on the board. A very powerful, elevated masculine energy. That's what the Emperor is. So this is definitely a father figure, a mother figure, a patriarch, a matriarch of a family, an owner, a head honcho at work, your husband, your wife, your spouse. The Emperor. It's someone who's head of household. It's someone who's in charge of things. It's someone who is at the forefront. It's someone who is looked to for leadership. And when it's in reverse, it's controlling. I heard emasculating, which I think that's interesting. This individual, if they are a man, might find things very emasculating that you do. Like you take away their manhood, you hurt their ego in some way when it comes to masculinity, is what I'm getting from that. But anyway, Emperor reverse. There's a lack of balance with this individual because they're very authoritative. They're very domineering instead of dominant. They're very authoritative instead of being a leader. They kind of got it twisted, that whole role they want to play. But I'm getting this energy of they didn't change this behavior, so you change the situation to change the outcome. Because if they were going to change their behavior to change the outcome to something that you could live with, deal with, work with, then you had to change the situation for yourself to change the outcome. I feel like this is the energy, and my throat keeps going in and out, in and out. I feel like this is the energy that you kind of feel immersed in. I do feel an immersion of this energy. Now, this is Aries, so this could definitely be happening now. If you are watching this when this is timestamp, when this has been uploaded, we are in a retrograde. That's classic. Thinking back to the past, looking back at the past, feeling some type of way, feeling heavier emotions, and having the thoughts behind them at this time. But definitely someone who's very controlling. I'm also getting like a weird hypervigilance and like for control, like noticing everything, picking up on everything to control the situation, like trying to get to the point where they can predict. Like, I know what they'll say. I know what they'll do. I don't know. It's kind of strange. The Emperor reverse. That is Aries energy, if I didn't mention that. My cat's here. Gus. The Tower. 555 energy. You guys, I was adopted by this cat on October 25th. He came to my front door. He wasn't chipped. He has no home. He's a tomcat. He's still intact. I gotta get that changed. But I love him. He's my familiar. 555 Tower moment. You're done. This is massive shifts, massive change. 555. Towers, they take a long time to build. There's a lot of effort that goes into building a tower. There's a lot of strategy that goes into building a tower. There's a lot of resources that go into building a tower. Like, it can take years to build a tower. It can take a long time. A situation that you spent a lot of time in, there's a massive change to it. Now, change is all about perspective, whether that's positive, negative, neutral, whatever that is for you. But you're changing the situation because you're like, this is not balanced. Like, you're not going to be in control. And if you are in control, you're not going to be a toxic leader. Whether it's in your home, in your relationship, or at work, or whatever it may be. If this is somebody in your family, an elder in your family, man or woman, someone that holds a lot of authority within your family, because women can be emperors too. You're changing the way your family has always done things. Whether that's switching up traditions, not going with the flow of being with the people that the people in your family have always married, going outside religion, going outside color, going outside ethnicity, whatever it may be. There's massive change taking place here. There's grief around that change, but the change is necessary because there was no growth. There was stagnicity because of control. I want to control the situation. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to alter myself. I'm not going to evolve. And therefore, the other person who was asking for it, looking for it, I also want to get like kind of begging for it, has no choice but to cut off the emotions to this. Walking away. Tower card. Warrior of Pentacles. Again, there's been a lot of time put into this connection as bond. There's definitely a bond here between you and somebody else. Time, energy, resources, money, community, all of that jazz. But I'm also getting a huge focus on your growth. I do feel like this person has the potential to slow you down if they haven't already. But I'm also getting, in some ways, you may have felt that. Again, that stagnicity. Like, we're not going anywhere. we got to change the way we interact. We got to change the way we do things. We got to change the way we do this. But there was a control in that other person, and they're like, I'm not changing. My way or the highway. We're going to do things this way. I am who I am. That energy, and that's good and grand and fine, but it wasn't good enough for you, so you made the necessary changes, sad or not sad, and walked away, cut this off. That's a major shift, a major change, but there is grief around that. There is a lot of sadness around that. You could be dealing with the Aries, might not be. Again, with the Emperor in reverse. Definitely control and pride and ego going on in that energy right there. I'm getting be mindful of this person. Justice at the bottom of the deck, Libra energy. What you've done in making these changes, no matter how it made you feel, you knew you had to do what you needed to do. Even if it hurt, even if it sucked, you had to choose yourself. It's restoring balance to you in your life. It's going to aid in your growth and your involvement, not involvement, evolvement. And the sadness will pass, but this is a necessary moment for this individual. No, you're not in control. No, you don't get the last say. No, you don't get to navigate my timeline. No, you don't get to place roadblocks in my way. No, you don't get to give me your blessing. Like, whatever it may be, there's control around this, and this person's realizing their control is an illusion when it comes to you, because you have to submit to that control. No matter who that is in your life, platonic or romantic, you would have to, and you're not doing that, and you're walking away, even though it's painful. It's restoring balance in your life. We have Scorpio, we have Libra, and we have Aries on the board. We have 3 major arcana. I feel like this is a major moment in your life, a major upheaval, a major shift. I feel like it's major on both sides. Just be careful of dealing with controlling people, because they become a little desperate when they feel out of control, and desperate people do desperate things. Just, people are people, and people are wild. They're complex creatures. All right, let's get an animal oracle card. Also getting this energy of, like, don't underestimate the power of someone's will. You can will yourself out of anything, despite the emotion you feel, despite the roadblocks that are in your way. If you remain really strong within yourself and your energy, you can get through a lot of different things. And I think you're realizing this, and I think this other person's realizing, like, holy crap, like, they really cut me off, or, oh, wow, they're really never talking to me again, or, wow, like, this bond is broken, this connection's done. I don't feel like you're walking away unscathed on an emotional level. I do feel like you're sad, but sometimes we have to do sad things. Again, emotions are complex. You can love and hate someone. You can regret and embrace. You can do all these different things at the same time. All right, we have the Wolverine. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. You're tough. You're tough as nails. You're a tough cookie. It wasn't easy walking away from this. You were emotionally attached. You were emotionally involved. Time, effort, money, resources, dedication, longevity, all of that. In a romantic or platonic connection with someone who was really controlling and refused to evolve and refused to make changes. And you couldn't live that way anymore. So 555, tower moment. You bombed your tower. You and this person were in the tower and you bombed it. You brought it down to the rubble and you're walking away. You're like, there's no more tower for us to go hide in together because I bombed it. I was no longer going to sit in this tower miserable. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting there. So don't forget how tough you are. And I love you guys. I wish you the very, very best. If you do want a personal reading, everything is down below. And y'all have a good one.